Это 6-раундовый бой в первом тяжелом весе. Боксеру слева от меня в черном углу 18 лет. Его рост 192 сантиметра, официальный вес 91 килограмм и 350 граммов. Он двукратный чемпион Узбекистана, трехкратный чемпион Азии, чемпион мира среди молодежи с безупречным рекордом. 4 боя, 4 победы, все одержаны нокаутом из Андижана, Узбекистан. Khalimjon Mamasoliev! Боец в золотом углу представляет Москву, Россия. Ему 29 лет, рост 187 сантиметров, вес 90,6 килограмма. Его рекорд насчитывает 1 бой, в нем одержана победа. Дамы и господа, приветствуйте по прозвищу Добрый Ярослав Shkutyak! Рефери поединка Сергей Летунов.
Центр. Джентльмены, вы профессионалы, правила знаете, соблюдайте их. В любой ситуации защищайте себя. Пожмите руки. Пора начинать. По углам.
So this opening fight of the night, scheduled for 6 rounds in the cruiserweight division. Khalimjon Mamasoliev and Yaroslav Shkutyak. So there goes the opening bell. Big difference between these two in terms of their age. And joining me on commentary for this card, Eamon Khan from Seconds Out. And they're always well matched, these cards, aren't they, Eamon? You always know that it's going to be a good contest. There may be a favourite in some of the fights, but you know that whoever's on the road here, whoever's nominally the less fancied fighter, is going to give us plenty.
That's the hallmark of LCS. It's one of the things flags in the ground that you want to make sure that every match is matched as evenly as possible, and we expect to see that across the card with these two fighters and further. Very much a pleasure to be broadcasting the IBA.Pro for Seconds Out subscribers. So if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, and get yourself strapped in for a great night of action.
Shkutyak just trying to get on the jab there early on. Mamasoliev 4-0 now. As I said, he did plenty as a youth, decided to turn pro early on. You can keep the two careers going concurrently. Of course, that's been the case for quite some time now. Just looking to wing off with that lead left hook there, Shkutyak. And at the moment, it's Mamasoliev who is bringing some pressure here without working too hard, just hurrying up his feet there and then finding a little bit of range for the 1-2. Shkutyak seems to be fighting at a slightly different pace to his opponent as we head towards the midway point of round 1. Mamasoliev just a little bit short with the jab, but he's manoeuvring Shkutyak around fairly effectively. And just beginning to let his hands go as we head towards the final minute of the round, and Shkutyak is in a bit of trouble here. I think he's trying to keep that guard high, but Mamasoliev then goes down to the body, left into the body, and this is a good start. The uppercut threaded up between the guard as well. Just managing to throw there, Shkutyak, but there's an air of not quite desperation about him yet, but he knows that he needs to throw something to try and keep his opponent off him, which is proving to be quite a difficult thing to do. It's been a good opening round from Mamasoliev, this, hasn't it? He's turned up the heat nicely. As we head towards the later stages, and it's almost the case, isn't it, that Shkutyak is in survival mode, and there he goes. He's put down an accumulation of punches, and I'm not sure he is going to survive this, actually. He needs to get up pretty quick if he's going to make it. Just about beats the count there from the referee, and there goes the bell, and really things just got gradually worse for him throughout the course of that opening round.
Impressive range of punches from Mamasoliev. He learned a lot from his last fight against Khalidov. He was impressive in that fight, very much engaging and looking to find his way through to end the victory, and he's continued on that form with this opponent here now. Impressive range of punches here, left hooks to the body and up to the head, doesn't ignore the body and set up his shots, and overwhelming and drowning out his opponent in the first round. Real good start, and we'll see what shape the opponent is in the second round. He's going to continue.
Looks nice and calm in the corner, and he's going to come out quick at the start of the second round. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And it's going to be interesting to see how long Shkutyak can survive this for. To be honest, they're taking every single second they can there in the corner. They're taking far too long, to be honest with you. They've eventually got the gum shield back in, and the trainer has spent a good 10-15 seconds there in the ring when he shouldn't have been. Just trying to buy his man a little bit more time. Mamasoliev just popping that jab through the guard. Lead left hand again lands on Shkutyak, who I don't think has really got the capabilities here to slip and slide and stay out of trouble. I think he's best all the way in or all the way out. If he gets caught at that kind of distance, then he really does have a problem. And it's just a matter of time here, really, I think, before Mamasoliev just slides those feet a little bit closer. Good lead left uppercut there. Left into the body was a decent shot as well. And now he's got Shkutyak back on the ropes. The right hand crashes through, and he's trying to be as brave as he can here, Shkutyak, but you get the feeling, don't you, that the writing is on the wall here.
Yeah, he's closed down his opponent. Can he throw in a feint in here as well to just force another error out of Shkutyak to find the finish? He knows he's got him on the hook. He knows he's got the opponent ready to go. He just needs to find that little bit of a gap to close the show.
Just clubbing to the side of the head with the right hand there, Mamasoliev, and he's not giving Shkutyak anywhere to hide at the moment. A nice stiff uppercut just got through, and again he throws that right hand over the top. You can hear the effort, and the referee stepped in and stopped it, and I think that is a good call. Shkutyak doesn't like it, but there were plenty of punches being landed there. It was one-way traffic, to be perfectly honest. You see the shake of the head from him. He's a proud fighter. Nobody likes to get stopped, but I think seeing him stopped on his feet there after what was 4 pretty bruising minutes is always preferable to seeing somebody stretched out when there wasn't any real need for it. And he won't have learned an enormous amount there, Mamasoliev. It's another night out on a big night though, so in that sense he will have done. It's the ritual of fight night and boxing on these big occasions under these IBA lights for the first time, and he's given us a nice little glimpse there, hasn't he, of what he can do. There's a lot more to come from him.
When you've got an opportunity to impress, you've got to do that, got to impress, and that's what Mamasoliev have done. We're in an era where it's all about social media and creating highlight reel moments, and he created a moment there for himself where he can keep his name in people's mouths for after the event. So certainly want to watch Mamasoliev, very much someone who's got the ambition, determination, not fazed by any fun, whether it be someone like today or fighters he's fought previously. He's very much got that head-on attitude to take on who's in front of him. So keep an eye on Mamasoliev. It could be something more in the future.
At 18 years old as well, there's plenty to come from him physically. He's boxing at cruiserweight at the moment, but you wouldn't be surprised to see him fill out into a fully fledged heavyweight as the years progress. But at the minute, he's sitting where he is and he's making good progress. Finding opponents for him might not be the easiest thing in the world to do. Shkutyak gave it a good crack there. He was trying to throw right from the start, and I think that was probably his problem. He's got some pride. He didn't come just to cover up and try and survive, and in the end that made for quite a short evening for him.
He's got those nice long arms, Mamasoliev, but doesn't really use them, does he? He just wants to get in range and throw those big bombs to get his opponents out of there. It's a good trait to have, but you might think he could start his attacks out from a little bit further and jump in, jump out, and then find those gaps there. But he didn't need that tonight, but those are certainly things he could work on. He's got a real good skill set, not really a mover, not quite grounded either too, but he certainly looks to find a way through, and he did that tonight.
Just trying to get those gloves off, that can take a while at the end of fights as we wait for the final announcement from our MC Alexander Sadokov. Again, the arena looks absolutely spectacular. The setup for these shows is very, very consistent. You look at the ring walk area, you look at the screens, you look at the lighting, the way the ring is set up, it passes muster. It always does, and we've got some good fighters featuring on this card as well. Looking forward to seeing Pavel Silyagin a bit later on. I saw him quite a lot in the amateurs. I remember seeing him boxing London at the Brewery in East London against Joshua Buatsi 10 years ago, and you could tell then that he was a really, really good operator. He beat Buatsi that night, actually, over 5 rounds in World Series boxing, a much loved competition that we all sorely miss.
Рефери Сергей Летунов остановил бой на отметке 1 минута и 32 секунды второго раунда. Таким образом, техническим нокаутом победу одержал и остается не знающим поражений боксер из черного угла Khalimjon Mamasoliev, Узбекистан.
So Mamasoliev with the win, which is what we expected, but nonetheless he did it in clinical, fairly brutal fashion. And you were describing his style there, and you're absolutely right, because he's fresh out of the youths really, and he did a lot as an amateur in the youths, but there isn't even really any kind of an amateur style that you would pick on there. I think he's one of these fighters who's maybe been bred more for the pros, because those feet are pretty much planted on the canvas. He gets good purchase on his punches, and pretty good variety as well. He's got a repertoire. It'll be interesting to see what happens when he's up against somebody who's capable of punching with him, because he looks like he might not be the hardest one to hit himself. But having said that, against an opponent like the one he had tonight, you take route one, don't you? Which is exactly what he did, and I don't think he had any real respect for the power of Shkutyak, and that was a big problem that Shkutyak had right from the beginning.
It's an exciting style, and that's what you want to see when it comes to fighters are on your screens in front of you. You want to see someone who's a destructive force and can force those knockouts. When I watched him previously against Murad Khalidov, it was a little bit early for him, of course, against someone of Khalidov's experience, but you saw that power maybe not be there, but he's 18, the power's not going to be there right now. There's a lot of time to get that moment to grow and build on those strengths, whether it be in terms of the power or the skill set. But the skill set's there, I think. It's just finding a bit more of the time to improve.
6-раундовый бой в тяжелом весе. Здесь нас ожидает противостояние боксеров из России и Ирана. И первым приветствуйте на пути в черный угол ринга боксер, представляющий Исламскую Республику Иран, Иман Рамезанпур.
So next up we've got 6 rounds in the heavyweight division. This is Iman Ramazanpour from Iran, 30 years old. Won his first couple of fights in Thailand, then lost his last one. That was 3 weeks ago in Ekaterinburg, and that was by